I'm Tamsin Fidel, and this is The Broadway Show. We've talked about it before. Broadway shows get their start all over the country and all over the world. And right now, the gateway to the West could also be the gateway to the Great Bright Way.
Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it?
No, Sensei!
Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it?
No, Sensei!
Right now, The Karate Kid the Musical is getting its pre-Broadway tryout in St. Louis, Missouri.
Show me wax on, wax off. That!
Of course, The Karate Kid is an iconic movie that means a whole lot to generations of movie lovers, including the musical's cast and creative team.
I'd seen it as a kid, and it was something that sort of kept coming back to me over the years because it has been woven so deeply into sort of American pop culture, and like there are lines and iconic moments from the film that have just become part of our vernacular.
I saw the movie in 1984 when it first came out. I was a kid at the time, and it was something that, we all would watch at a sleepover, and I think I had a poster of Ralph Macchio on my bedroom wall. I'm pretty sure that was there.
Mr. Miyagi being one of the first and really only primary Asian American characters around the 80s, and I'm an 80s baby, and so I'd always hear my parents quoting wax on, wax off, and so it's so iconic. And now being older and having a relationship with the Cobra Kai series, it's definitely nostalgia and iconicism tied into one.
I saw it when I was 16 years old and in the movie theater, and it was a profound experience because about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I saw this, I had seen 16 Candles, which of course has Long Duck Dong, and that was my experience of seeing myself on camera my whole life. Characters like Long Duck Dong, objects of ridicule, people who were just ridiculous. And now here's this movie, The Karate Kid, with Pat Morita and an iconic character, Mr. Miyagi, who has dignity and humor and dimension, and it really had a profound effect on me.
Make a perfect picture.
How do I know if my picture's the right one?
If come from inside you, always right on.
The Karate Kid was the 4th highest grossing movie of 1984. Needless to say, the musical's cast knows they have big shoes to fill.
Stuntman, roots can be arranged. Your picture comes to life. Sometimes the picture starts to change.
Just coming to the U.S., because I'm from Canada, I crossed the border. The first thing the U.S. border agent said when I said why I was coming here is, "Oh, big shoes to fill." It's like, yeah, I know. I have no choice other than to make it my own as much as I, even if I wanted to try to replicate Pat Morita's brilliant performance, I can't, because I'm not Pat Morita. So I figure out what about me is like Miyagi, as opposed to what I've seen before. And that's how you make it your own, is you just really have to connect it to yourself.
I began with this project by not understanding the two thoughts of Karate Kid, the musical. It really took me a long time to kind of wrap my head around what that would be and what that would sound like. And once I was explained their vision and their concept here, I was struck. And I was like, oh my, this is far beyond my expectations. And now we're in a place where I think we're going to defy everybody else's expectations.
In order for adaptation of a film to be successful on stage, I think something that has to happen is you have to be able to deliver the film to honor the foundation of what fans have fallen in love with, while simultaneously delivering moments that the film couldn't, simply because the stage and screen are such different mediums. Music and movement allow characters to unravel in a way that a film can't, because you don't have that insight of hearing their sort of internal monologue. So I think fans will be excited to get to know these characters a little bit better in a way that they maybe haven't been able to get to know them through the films.
Ready? What?
It's also worth mentioning the creator and screenwriter of the original movie, Robert Mark Kamen, is back, writing the book for the new musical.
I never thought of it this way, and I resisted it. Our producer, Kumiko Yoshi, would not give up, and she pursued me until she got to sit down and talk to me about it, and sort of hesitantly I said, okay, I don't see it because I'm not a musical theater person. And little by little, I got sucked into the process, and what I found was that these characters I created 40 years ago could be given a deeper, richer, more resonant voice with music and song.
Quite honestly, I believe that a lot of people are very skeptical and worried about what's it going to look like.
私も最初の5年間はそうだったから。
And believe me, for the first 5 years, I was skeptical as well. With that said, I believe that, putting songs and dances in this story sort of clarifies and deepens the message of what it is about, what the Karate Kid really is about. And another thing to note is that we have these beings we call it spirits. Then they appear on stage and they sort of embody something that's invisible, from nature, the wind, to water, to air, something invisible materialized on stage.
The first thing to know that sets this musical apart and maybe blows it out of the expectations you already have is that it is set as a flashback for Mr. Miyagi. So he's the first voice you hear, the first person you see. And so to center the story on Mr. Miyagi provides a perspective that is something that is unexpected and I think quite artistic.
The idea of having a Mr. Miyagi in your life is eternal. Everybody wishes for that. We all wish for it from the time we're little children.
Daniel's attitude in the original movie towards, let's call it what it is. He's a bit of a macho hothead, and that doesn't fly as well in today's sensibility. So Ali is a character who calls him out on his machismo, and she makes it really clear she doesn't want to be a princess who needs to be rescued. She's got her own agency, and I think her character's got a lot more depth. So I think you're hearing a lot more from the female perspective in our version.
We are doing something that has not been seen before, especially in regard to a movie adaptation on Broadway. This looks different, this feels different, this sounds different. They flew me to Okinawa to study with musicians out there just to get the authenticity correct.
It's really fun, it's really entertaining, no matter what, even if you're skeptical, just go and I promise you will have a good time and be entertained.
I never thought there'd be a Karate Kid the musical, but hey, I didn't think there'd be a musical about the life of Alexander Hamilton either, so improbable things happen and they turn into great entertainment.